bite of the cherry. At the second time of asking, can Arthur fire home for Brazil? Yes! João Victor Aguilera! They best Spain in an animated celebration. They are too cold. In the penalty shootout, they steadied their nerve after a roller coaster of emotions. It's the Canary squad who win out here.
It was the fortitude. They had match penalty, put it wide. They then had to re-evaluate and get themselves back into mode for sudden death penalties. It was a vital save, and then it was a perfect penalty. And we've now got an absolutely mouth-watering final ahead of us tomorrow. It's going to be Brazil versus Indonesia.
We would not have wanted it any other way. Wow, wow, wow. The drama here in Riyadh. Here at the FIFAe World Cup 2024. Featuring eFootball console. A word on Spain, Wes, because I thought after game 2, and then don't forget they took the lead in game 3. There was a chance. I tell you what, I don't even want to hear from you, Wes. Veracity has Brazil, our grand finalist.
Vic. I told you just a moment ago, I was keeping an eye on your heart rate. You peaked at 168. Emotions-wise, how were you feeling in that exact moment?
Oh, yes. You are crazy with this. But I am very happy in my team. In the penalty, this is the final, yes. Yes, but no. Yesterday I received very messages in Brazil. Oh, you are sad, you are bad, you are pipoqueiro. But I know I'm the best player of the world. I know I have the best team in the world. I always believe in the game, and yes, I am cold. And Guifera, you are the best, my bro. Come on for the final. Vamos Brasil!
I love the energy you guys have as a team as well, but it was so like, you know, first game was pretty slow, second game heading into penalties as well, and then closing things out in a penalty shootout as well. Why do you think it is that you boys aren't showing us as much aggression as people maybe expected of you?
It's important in the penalty. You need very cold because it's decision, no? Penalty in the football is decision. But we are so confident for the final. Great the games. Congrats for Spain for the semi-final. And yes, let's go for the final versus against Indonesia. And yes, we are so focused. Thank you, Brazil. Thank you, my family. Thank you, my friends. Come on for the final.
And how are you feeling? Is there anything you want to say to Indonesia before the grand finals, the E-Asia Cup winners? Does that worry you at all?
Yes, it's a great final, and Indonesia is so good players. I appreciate it. And yes, for the final, only Brazil. And yes, come on. I trust it. I always trust in my team, in my teammates, in my coach. And yes, manage. Always trust in the game. Come on, Brazil. And you remember, Ronnie is the best in Brazil.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm going to let you celebrate. Best of luck for the grand finals tomorrow. Desk, so many penalties.
Thanks, Rusty. Well, I was going to say somebody is confident, and that's what you need to win a world championship. Brazil oozing the confidence there, and rightly so. They just took out Spain, who were riding high on days 1 and 2, but they had to do it the hard way, didn't they? All 3 matches, 2 of them going to extra time, 2 of them going to penalties.
I mean, what an incredible game. I'll speak whilst we still console Alex. I mean, what a fantastic pair of semi-finals, but for Brazil to do it in that manner, I mean,
It's so hard, especially when Spain, of course, managed to get themselves to that point. It felt like they were on the back foot the majority of the game. But then that final game when they found that lead and Brazil somehow always find a way. They found the way this time. Fantastic game between two fantastic teams.
Alex, you said when we had finished game number 2 and Spain had got the win in penalties, you said, no, we're going 3 and Spain are winning. What did they lack in that final match?
Oh, that's it. Coming to the extra time, Spain leading right after the start of the extra time, and they lost. They had it in their hands, and they lost with that conceding goal lately in the last minutes of the game. Then the lottery is the lottery of the penalties. This time went to Brazil. Congrats Brazil, Indonesia, and sad for my countrymates. They did a fantastic competition so far from group stage. Those quarterfinals against Portugal were insane. And at the end, you know, Brazil, Spain, that was really even matches. Well, happy at the end for because Spain is still trying and trying. We are getting closer, but not this time to win.
You can't take away semi-final achievements either, can you, for both Spain and Turkey there, of course. I'm going to stay with Spain-Brazil at the moment. In terms of how you thought it was going to play out, though, in terms of their styles, did it live up to the expectation that you placed on it, Alex?
Well, I mean, regarding the final, you mean?
No, regarding the Brazil-Spain match first, as we stay on to that one.
Yeah, it was a tough battle. I think Spain had the advantage to take the control, but we've seen that it was overloaded on the wingers, where Brazil were having a lot of chances to start from. At the end, there was an even battle the whole time. You saw 2 penalty shootout, but it is like it is. No, Joao Victor stayed very well. This time went to Brazil, and it will be a sensational final tomorrow. You
heard them say they're the best players in the world. Do you agree with them at the moment, Brazil?
I mean, it's hard to disagree with the way that they're playing, but Indonesia would have something to say about that as well. Absolutely phenomenal in their game. But yeah, phenomenal from Brazil across the board, and to have the ice to win it in those moments. You've got a world champion, a 2-time world champion there. He knows what it needs to be done to get those wins.
Well, shall we hear from Indonesia then and see what they have to say about facing Brazil tomorrow, because Milos is with them now.
Can you believe it? Well, I can, definitely. We saw it with our own eyes. Indonesia are going to the grand final, and just behind us, we just saw they'll be facing off against Brazil. So you were watching the game, you were kind of seeing what happens in penalties against Spain. How do you feel you have played personally, and how that goes with playing against Brazil's play style in the final?
Yeah, I don't know, but Brazil is one of the strongest country in eFootball, and back in 2019 when I was in the finals, world finals, and then I met Brazil also in that finals. Yeah, they are super good, so we need to give 100% or maybe even 1,000% to beat them. Yeah, we will do anything.
I mean, throughout this entire tournament, you are all gathered up together, you're praying before the game. What happens in that huddle back when you have your flag with you, you're getting ready for the game?
No, it's just our ritual. So we did pray before our match, and then we toss after that. Yeah.
I mean, it gets you psyched up and ready, but you also had some of the staff and some people here kind of walking in, supporting you, yelling from up there. Are you ready for tomorrow, where there's going to be an audience surrounding the space and cheering for you?
Yeah, of course, it's not my first experience. I used to play in front of so many crowds, so it's nothing.
Hey, that does not faze Indonesia at all. Thank you very much. Again, thank you for the interview. Good luck tomorrow. Indonesia versus Brazil in our grand final.
Well, this is building up perfectly, isn't it? A revenge match from 5 years ago. I cannot wait for tomorrow now. Let's quickly recap on that matchup, though, because Turkey in match number 1, we thought maybe they were going to be able to push Indonesia all the way. What could they not quite find to get it over the line?
I mean, the first game went to the penalties, right? It was a 4-4, if I remember correctly. I'm still caught up in the Brazil-Spain game. Incredible game between those two squads. But to then get that win and the penalty shootout for Indonesia, that tips them over the line. The second game, it feels like Turkey, they maybe ran out of steam at that stage. It felt like they had been so consistent over the entire tournament, just couldn't quite get it over the line.
Alex, Turkey were leading 3-1 in match number 1. How were Indonesia able just to peg them back like they did?
Yeah, we seemed like Indonesia took much time to learn how to stop Turkey. And we were checking the timing, the reaction, the confidence of the player. Indonesia was having a lack of confidence on Elga's side. Faidan was trying to equilibrate those things, but we saw that after that victory in penalty shootout, the second game of Elga was impressive. Timings, reaction, and his confidence was back. And that's why Indonesia beat them really, really comfortably, let's say, the second game.
I'm also going to say it was something to do with their little cheer squad as well. They had in the stands. We love that they brought some fans over here in Riyadh too. Okay, well, let's check in with what Chris has suggested, or who Chris has suggested for our Axe Player of the Day for day 3 from the console side of things. Did we let you have enough time to select today, Chris?
Well, you see, there was, of course, 4 teams in the semi-final, so it was quite an easy selection. But I think for me, out of all the players who've been the most impressive from their regions, I think this is more than fair. Mugi, I mean, we absolutely loved the Turkish penalty to win it in his quarterfinal. Mestre, of course, he feels like the rock-solid foundations of that Spanish team. Javik, I mean, how many times have we seen the plays that he can make on the ball with those Brazilian players? And Benong Boys, of course, I mean, we just heard him there. He wants revenge for those finals, and he has been one of the best players at this tournament.
He's the man. He's the man for sure.
Yeah, a great four players there. Obviously, you can vote as well, and we'll announce our Axe Player of the Day from day 3 tomorrow. Quickly, before we go, because we're going to a break, and we're going to obviously then talk about our mobile quarters and semis coming up. This grand final is set up perfectly, isn't it?
It is for sure. I mean, I can wait for it. At the end, you know, we have seen emotion and different day, enough time to analyze your opponent, to set up your mentally. The confidence has to be there. You cannot panic in the stage with everyone looking at you. But that's the moment they will be dreaming for years. And the revenge of Indonesia, or once again, Gifera with Joe Victor taking the glory. We'll see, anything can happen. 2 different matchups, 2 different formations, 2 different visions of how to play eFootball. So it will be sensational to watch.
Yeah, absolutely epic. Well, we only have 2 teams left now. We've had to say goodbye to 2 other teams, and they'll be packing their bags to go home, and they might be taking a mode of transport such as this, the Hyundai, possibly if it gets them home in our Hyundai Ioniq. Of course, we're doing this activation based on goals versus the amount of power that we can generate for this vehicle and how far it can travel. Well, that's not surprising considering we haven't had too many matches, of course, just quarters and semi-finals. 171 goals, 8 times fully charged, 4,112 kilometers traveled today. But obviously, that's not probably the total, because we're going with mobile a little bit later on as well. We get to basically rinse and repeat everything we saw from this afternoon, this evening. So we have plenty more action for you. But yeah, doesn't that look special as well? There you have it, guys. Well, we have our FIFAe World Cup grand finalists. I cannot wait for tomorrow. We're going to welcome back Brazil and Indonesia tomorrow, but we still have to announce
Hello guys, അരമണിക്കൂർ കഴിഞ്ഞ ലൈവ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ്. After 30 minutes will only start that World Cup final, quarter final. So till the time we can play friendly matches. So guys, പുതിയതായിട്ട് വരുന്നവരൊക്കെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് ചാനൽ ഒന്ന് സബ് അടിക്കാനുള്ള മറക്കരുത്. After 30 minutes we'll continue resume that World Cup final, quarter final matches. So till that time we can play friendly for the break time. So 30 minutes break guys.
Well, this really is quite uplifting. There is so much to raise the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Beckenbauer! He's done very well to get to that.
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected though.
And we have our very first corner. Big header! Goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
Great corner, and he did the rest.
Yeah, he makes those runs with great stealth and a ghost-like arrival to get his head to the ball.
Number 7. So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Mbappe! And that is expertly dealt with. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Oh, good-looking ball. Good spot, he's seen the run.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Memphis Depay. Wijnaldum. And it's Van Dijk. And Ake. De Jong. Nicely spread. He's in plenty of space here. Oh, important interception.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
De Jong, and the pass is intercepted. Played back in. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
France clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now it's Memphis Depay. Moved on forwards. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Bit of a communication breakdown there, it seems.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
And he's heaved it away. Gakpo was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. But they've got it again. Camavinga wins the duel this time. Can he spark a counter here? And there's green grass ahead of him. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. That's a shade optimistic. Mbappe! Wijnaldum. Oh, there's a probing ball. Oh, nicely intercepted. Not the most accurate pass.
There will be 1 minute added time.
And we hit half-time. So there we are, half-time. Both teams head into their respective dressing room. And while there was a genuine flow about the game, most importantly, there has been just one telling moment. It is still very tight here. The game still up for grabs. And the half-time score, 1-0.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
It's not easy being down in situations like this. I know it's an overused term, but you really have to play with courage. Be brave, and let's see where it gets you. You might just get lucky because of it.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Wijnaldum. Looking for the run. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
He made it look a bit predictable.
He's had a hit! There it is! They have hauled themselves right back into it!
Well, we're all back to square one, but I hope this game opens up from here. It looks as if it could happen. Well, we could be a little critical of that defence then, but the timing was pretty much perfect.
The attendance for this match was 72,000.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Look, Peter, I was on the fence before a ball was kicked, and
chance! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Gakpo clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Substitutions taking place.
Corner number 2 then. And that has been cleared. And it's Ake. France have the chance to go the other way.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too.
Well, it looked promising, but the final ball is just not quite right. Diaby! That's a decent clearance. So, what can they make of this? Well, that's been cut out, well played. Olise. Well, now it's fallen loose again! Mbappe is flagged offside.
Substitution for Netherlands. Number 25. Why not?
So, time for changes
Number
on
7.
both sides, actually.
Number 18. Coming on the field. Number 22. Number 38.
Thuram!
Substitution.
France merit full marks for their attitude and application in
Hi,
trying to
Devlin.
win
Hi,
this.
hi.
It means an awful lot, obviously.
നിനക്ക് എക്സാം അല്ലടാ നാളെ പോയി പഠിയടാ.
No, that's been intercepted. Has a look and place it forward. And that's really well manoeuvred.
Look, movement creates more options, and that was really sharply done.
Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
എടാ ഞാൻ മറ്റേ ഫ്രീ ഫയർ ലൈവ് ഇട്ടാണ് ഇട്ടത്. 1 മണിക്കൂർ ഫ്രീ ഫയർ ലൈവ്
And
ഇട്ടായിരുന്നു.
that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
ഹായ് ഡബിത, ഹായ് ഹായ്.
Quite brilliant from Griezmann.
1 മണിക്കൂർ ഫ്രീ ഫയർ ലൈവ് ഇട്ടാ എന്നിട്ടാ ഇത് സ്റ്റാർട്ടായത്. ഇനി എന്നും അങ്ങനെ ആയിരിക്കും. 8 മണി തൊട്ട് 9 വരെ ഫ്രീ ഫയറും 9 തൊട്ടൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും ഈ ഫുട്ബോൾ
Quick, decisive and unerring. A textbook example of how to turn defence into counter-attack. That'll do for me every time.
Number 9. Coming on the
France
field
complete
is
their comeback, and now they only need to hold out for a few
There
minutes.
will be 5 minutes.
Great hit! It's in!
അങ്ങനെ കളിക്കാന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. ആ ചാനൽ ഒന്ന് അപ്പാക്കി എടുക്കണം.
Goal comes comfort.
Yeah, I'd call that transition with bite. They won it back and bit hard.
Two up and very little time left. Surely this is it.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Ah, that's a fine interception. Olise, and that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good
And
from
that
him.
is as far as it goes. Perfect result.
ഫ്രീ ഫയർ ഞാൻ പണ്ട് കളിക്കുമായിരുന്നു, പിന്നെ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് 3 വർഷം സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്തു. പിന്നെ ഇപ്പം കളിക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങി. ഈ അക്കൗണ്ട് എടുത്തിട്ട് ഒരു അക്കൗണ്ട് എടുത്തിട്ട് എന്റെ കസിന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ട് എടുത്തിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ കളിക്കുന്നത്. ഞാൻ കളിച്ചൊരു അക്കൗണ്ട്
There was a solid
അതിലാണ്
game
കളിക്കുന്നത്.
plan in place for what was a very high pressure game. I think it shows great maturity on the part of the players, and it was for me well deserved and well earned.
അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് ലൈവ് ഇടാം ഗൈസ്, ലൈവ് ഇടാം. ആ കുഴപ്പമില്ലാത്ത അക്കൗണ്ടാണ്. 1 മിനിറ്റ് ഞാൻ മറ്റേ ലൈവ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തോട്ടെ.
Still have
Frank having those up and downs, like mostly all the mobile platform players, but especially this quarterfinal, he needs to get into these matches, get some confidence, get that feeling that the player needs at this point of the tournament, and then I'm sure will be a different vision of him in the semi-final.
Chris, talk to me about how stressful it may have been, the fact that the mobile players have to sit and watch the console players do the job, watch them do the walkouts, experience the highs and lows, the penalty shootouts, the extra times, everything they had to experience. Is that stressful to be a part of and watch?
I would say so, especially if you're part of the teams that way in here, because some of them have been. They've been in and around their teammates who've been in the console side. The same has been said for the console players, been with the mobile players when they've been playing as well. So it would be stressful because you're involved in it in that way. I also would probably rather go first as well. Get it out of the way, you can relax the rest of the day. Mobile do get that luxury tomorrow, though.
Yes, they do indeed get that luxury tomorrow. Will we actually get a luxury now of watching some of the best plays from the mobile players from yesterday?
With a decent scoreline to really just oil up those fingers, thumbs, whatever you do on the mobile! Favour of Brazil against Spain.
Yeah, watch this. Mateus Cunha. What an absolute ball driver from the edge of the box. Take Kubo, Blinko, weather! Set piece working properly for Japan!
And Ionis has equalised here for England as well. Yildiz, this is 90th minute.
It will be the last one.
It's now or never.
It must be the shot! My goodness, you say you made it!
Turkey are providing us with all the late drama. I'm going to say maybe it was tactical, the fact that they kind of paused a little bit to wait for the other games and then went bang and got themselves in to the quarterfinals. It was drama, and I probably just shocked you with my bang there as well. It was dramatic yesterday, wasn't it? I guess we want to look at the key storylines though, and for me it was the fact that India had a fabulous day one and couldn't repeat day two. And then Malaysia being top dogs and just being unbeaten. I'll go with you on India first, Chris.
Yeah, so for India, it kind of reminded me how Brazil did in their two group days. First day looked insane, second day, not so good. So he needs to then switch himself back on, but it was a very honest interview with Daniel yesterday and said, look, I think I probably came in today a little overconfident, so at least he's self-aware enough to realize that that happened, and now he cannot be overconfident, I should say. You're at knockout stage now. You can't make mistakes.
And Malaysia, top dogs over the last 2 days and still probably very confident heading into day three.
Yeah, great recovery from day one. They are proving why Malaysia is an emerging country in community level, supporting the players to be in the very best version that they can. And today, obviously, is a different day, but I'm sure Malaysia have something to show and to prove it in front of everyone. But first, that quarterfinals against Japan, that will be tight, really tight. And we'll see. But high expectative from Malaysia that, well, one of the favorites so far in this competition.
We mentioned just two nations with two teams there. And I wonder if they made Chris Tunn's Axe Player of the Day. Were they one of them? Malaysia or
Frank.
India there? Okay, would you agree with this?
Yeah, Frank from Indonesia, 100% agreed to be in there. He was ridiculous yesterday.
You picked him, so you had to say that.
Well, no, I picked the 4, then the fans picked him, okay? So I have a race, a horse in each of these races, I suppose. But irrelevant
Finish
of that.
first.
Yeah, exactly. He did finish first. But I think, realistically, for me, he was very good yesterday. It was one of those moments where he had a bit of a shaky start in his first group stage day, but then yesterday really turned it on. So it was a really good performance from him yesterday.
Yeah, what did you make of his performance over the last
those
few days?
reactions, no? Those reactions, it means how he has relieved that pressure that he was on his shoulder on day one, that we haven't seen that comfortable, the face, you know, you feel that when you see those players. We have seen during the whole competition, they are confident, you see on their eyes and their gameplay as well. So we'll see if today, is it on shape as yesterday, or we're going to have a different version of Garuda Frank? We'll see.
Yeah, we will indeed. Okay, well, let's then show you all of our quarter-finalists coming your way shortly from today. Here is that bracket. Indonesia taking on Thailand. Morocco, the Korea Republic, they face up against each other. Malaysia, Japan, and India, Turkey. I don't even know which one I'm most excited about. They're all amazing. I might actually go kind of one of the Asian nations there. Indonesia and Thailand, that one is going to be epic. What about you two?
I think especially that first one, Indonesia, Thailand will be a really tactic battle. I would rather say Malaysia, Japan will be a really more open game, same as India, Turkey, but it's difficult to predict, Chris. No, I think first game we have seen in console, the first one were like quite low-paced games. Will be the same in mobile, probably, yes, a lot of nervous. They haven't been such a big stage, such a big competition this one before. Yeah,
and I would look at the India versus Turkey. I think that, for me, I'm really curious to see how Daniel comes in. If he comes in firing in his first quarter-final, I think you'd be worried if you're everybody else.
Which side of the draw is maybe the most tricky at the moment?
Yesterday one, maybe?
Top side, I would say.
Top side?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think you got a few sharks in there who could go on to win this tournament. Bottom side, I think Turkey were just about lucky enough to make it through into this stage. So I think they may struggle just a little bit as well. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Everybody's good.
Shark Tank. I love that. Okay, the Sharks coming out to play later. Anyway, let's pause the thought on Sharks and talk a little bit more about FIFAe and what they're trying to do. They are trying to make this World Cup the best and fairest World Cup to date, and that's why ahead of the tournament, they put every single player competing here through doping control.
I work for FIFA as a doping control officer. In real life, I'm a medical doctor. You know, it becomes more and more professional. Let's say we are already in the professional stage, and so they should be treated like every professional sportsman. So this is then doping controls are included.
Of course, you know, as competitors, we want to all be a level playing field. We don't have someone in a competitive advantage. So having moments where every single person is randomly selected is very good as well, because it keeps everyone on the spot, make sure that, you know, you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing. So it keeps everyone on their toes.
I really like it because it sounds like this scene is getting more like professional. I think it's important because every player should get fair like circumstance when they're preparing for a tournament. So I think it's really important.
The process is that we neither target or randomly chosen big players, and after we notify them, they have to come immediately to the doping control station. This will be eyewitness, so they have to give a minimum of 90 milliliters of urine, where I stand really next to them and watch that the urine is leaving the body. So then we follow the normal procedure, so these samples will be stored and sealed and then sent to the lab.
So this is the first time I'm giving an anti-doping test, and I haven't done it yet. We'll see what happens. Because of course you have to be mentally prepared as well. You have to be fresh on game day, and I think it's a really important step to do. So this should be fair gameplay, and that's why I think FIFA has done that, and I think it's a wonderful step.
We can treat this sport as a normal sport and shouldn't have anti-doping. Shouldn't know for anti-doping for other players.
It belongs to FIFA. So we don't make a big difference what kind of sport. It is a women competition, youth competition, male competition. It's a FIFA sport, and so we treat them like every FIFA sportsman. So what I also tell the players, you are treated as all the big famous players we have in the normal football, like Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, all the big names. They all go through the same process. So this is also here the same process for them. They have to follow the regulations.
Yeah, that is super important, of course. Like you said, all the main protagonists who you watch every week on the pitch, they all go through doping control. Alex, is this something that you think is great for the game, being a pro player yourself?
Well, obviously, yeah, and especially this kind of competition could be deep and a lot of opportunities to sell in such a young career that the mobile player has on it. And it's difficult to predict, but, you know, just being here in front of this fantastic event across the world, following on Instagram, social media, whatever. So let's see how this goes for the players, because you never know when the opportunity could arrive for those players.
Yeah, they're really setting the standards, aren't they, with FIFA here? Okay. The time is now, guys. Our players are waiting backstage. I'm sure the heart rates are going through the roof right now, but two people who are the coolest and calmest out there are Milos and Veracity, and they are ready to welcome our nations to the stage.
This is once more the FIFAe World Cup featuring eFootball, and this time around, Milos, we're running it back on a different platform. It's mobile this time around.
It indeed is mobile, but does not mean that the competition gets any less fierce than we were just seeing on console with eFootball. We have our finalists over there who gets to make out through this entire fight in the quarters and in the semis to the grand final. Another 13 points in the incredibly highly contested Group B. Question is, how deep will this run be?
Next we have Korea Republic. representing them and hoping to make waves over here on the big stage. It is DK.
Next up, Team Malaysia. Mbappe representing the squad. Out of a close Group B, only one squad, one player in this case, stood above the rest. Can he keep the momentum going for Team Malaysia?
Give it up for Japan.
Enjoy.
I'm hoping you can give us one hell of a performance, because currently at the bottom of their group, they will be facing Malaysia.
Oh, you talk about a hell of a performance? It's India! Daniel representing Team India had a perfect day one of groups. That turned, unfortunately, into a difficult second day. Will the family bonds between father and son carry them over the hump and into our semis and finals?
Our final team is Turkey! With Yusa representing them, the weight of the world is on his shoulders. Turkey had a narrow miss on the console tournament, but can they now make it on mobile? It's certainly not an easy task ahead of them, Milos.
It absolutely will not be for any one of our players and competitors here on mobile. We'll see who can make it deeper, Veracity.
Honestly, Milos, intensity is sky high. Players, I see you all looking at me right now. I see you all eager to jump onto the pitch. So you know what, without further ado, let's send it over to the desk.
Thanks so much, guys. Absolutely loving the energy down there. The players, they're looking a bit more nervous than Milos and Veracity were. Look at Daniel there. Is his dad in sight? I don't know. I'm looking around. No, he's not there at the moment. Maybe he said, you know what? It didn't work yesterday. You're not allowed in my booth anywhere near me today.
When we did the request for Axe Player of the Day, I did
We do love this trash talking because the boys up here are doing it as well, actually. You haven't got a shot on this, but they're looking like they don't like each other right now at all. You can maybe see it up here. Hello, waving. Can you see us in the back of shot? Just about. Are you friends now, boys?
I've always been his friend.
Well, Indonesia and Thailand, they don't look like friends. Do they have a big rivalry, these two sides?
Yeah, especially in Southeast Asia, they're competing almost every 2-3 months in a big competition right there. Big rivalry. The last champion, the FIFAe Fame Your Game Cup, come from Thailand. And this kind of games that the Thailand brings into this competition with 5 center backs is completely the kryptonite, let's say, of Indonesia. Well, we'll see.
5 centre-backs, I absolutely love that. As we look at Turkey there, they face up against India, a team who have actually never been to a World Cup proper. They're taking on that Turkish side who'll be out for redemption after getting knocked out in the semis on the console side of things.
First day went really well, but the second day was not so good, I think. As long as I qualified, so yeah, the focus is on tomorrow.
Yarın için kötü bir sonuç değildi. Bugün de ilk maçta yenilsek de diğer 2 maçı kazanarak.
Just focus on hard work, nothing else. I just do my basics, stay calm and focused.
Hiç düşünmediği hareketleri yapabileceğimden dolayı olabilir. Hiç beklemediği anda beklemeyeceği hareketler yapabilirim.
See, I respect my opponents and I respect you, but I will beat you.
Daniel'e saygı duyuyorum ama kazanacağıma inanıyorum. Good luck.
Oh, we love the respect, but we also love the trash talking from Daniel there. He said, yeah, I had a good day one as his family just joined the party now. Like to see they're still friends. Had a great day one. He needs to find something on day 2, of course. What was it that was missing? We kind of really get into that nitty gritty of what it was.
So I think, I mean, he said it himself, he felt overconfident, but also I believe that when we've seen it plenty in all of the groups across the entirety of the competition, when teams have got themselves to that 13, 12 points, something along those lines, the foot comes off the pedal just a little bit. I think they maybe relax into it, think, yep, job's done. The jump wasn't quite done for him. He did eventually get himself over the line in a good spot, but yeah, I think it was maybe just a little bit of complacency.
Yep, exactly. Well, next up, it is Morocco-Korea Republic. Can the Moroccan team match the feats of the national team at last World Cup? They take on the Korea Republic.
I will beat you because I've been playing eFootball for like 7 years. The experience is most important factor.
I will win against you because I am the lion.
I use the side of the pitch and I can do some like deadly attacks.
I'm going to play balanced. That's my gameplay. You should afraid of me because I have a lot of trophies.
I will ferment you like kimchi.
I will cook you like a taji.
I wish you good luck, but
അതാണ് ഞാൻ
I'll show
പറഞ്ഞത്
you.
ഭയങ്കര ലക്കാണ്
Wish you good luck. You need it.
ഭയങ്കര ലക്കാ ഞാൻ 300 കോയിൻ കറക്കിട്ടൊന്നും
Alex and Chris, I have a really serious question now. How much of an advantage can an Atlas Lion have?
You mean?
Yes, Atlas Lion in-game. How much of an advantage is that?
Well, he can't have much of an advantage if he was going to turn him into kimchi, which is what he said as well. So I don't know what he's going to do with that. But
7 years of experience, though, is a lot. We can't forget that when it comes to World Cups.
But he hasn't been that state before in front of everyone across the world looking for this game especially. So yeah, experience, yeah. But at this level, well, we'll see. We'll see. That he has to prove that in that game against Morocco.
Okay, well, our final quarter-final, Malaysia-Japan. One of the Asian powerhouses, of course, Malaysia, are up against the home of eFootball, Japan.
Let's go! It's been good and it's been great for me to make it top of the table.
自分の思った通りの展開ではなかったんですけど、とりあえず突破できたのは良かったです。
നാളെ പറ്റുന്ന അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ ഫ്രൈഡേ സാറ്റർഡേ ആണ് നാളെ കുറച്ച് ബിസി ഞാൻ വർക്ക് ഉണ്ട് ഞാൻ നാളെ ഇടാം മെസ്സേജ് നീ അയച്ചിട്ടേക്ക് കേറുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ മെസ്സേജ് ഇടാം യൂസറിന്റെ പാസ്വേഡ് അയച്ചിട്ടേക്ക് മറ്റേത്
どこでシュート打ってもこっちは入るけど頑張ってください。
So good luck, have fun.
ഞാൻ മെസ്സേജ് ഇടാം നീ അയച്ചത്.
I mean, I'm all about having fun, but this is serious now. This is quarterfinals. This is knockouts to get to the grand final here at the World Cup. How similar are these going to play out to what we saw earlier? I mean, in terms of what we saw earlier, 2 extra times, 1 penalty in the quarterfinals. Do we expect similar things from all of these?
I think mainly we'll expect a lot of mistakes because it's quite difficult to be that consistent, that, you know, that calm. I mean, the timing will be differently. I mean, win game 1 will relieve a lot of pressure. So game 1 will, ladies and gentlemen,
Be one name who's going to become a semi-finalist.
Commentary
Certainly
booth.
on mine.
Certainly
Certainly
on
on mine,
yours,
man, beer.
and for very good reason, as he is able and certainly is a real potent threat for this India side. Of course, the other games within the quarterfinals are also going on. We will keep you up to date with goals as they go in. Is now best of 3s format. Here's Aktakoglu. Ali will clear. Thapa to Singh. Singh into Ali. There is Manveer Singh. There's a replay, and that normally means, folks, that there's been a goal as Victory lines up a thunderous strike into the back of the net. And with 10 in-game minutes gone, Mbappe and Malaysia have themselves a goal lead.
That's the sweet spot right there, just outside the box. Cracking finish, though. The question mark in this featured match, whereas will be how can India start? We saw yesterday they just weren't quite as online as day number 1. Daniel took a while to get going. I mean, the day 1 form really held him in good stead, seeding-wise, to make it through to the playoffs.
Yeah, it kind of softened the blow a little bit, but also, as a result, he ended up playing against Turkey, who, of course, had their own dramatics. Took a very, very last kick of their game that saw them through to the quarterfinals here, and they have started off rather positively here as Kalanoglu plays it over the top looking for Aktakoglu, but he can't get on the end of it, and India will see it behind for a goal kick here. And of course, a reminder to viewers at home, if you have only just joined us, the format has slightly changed from the group stage. It is no longer best of 1, it is best of 3, and of course all of these games require a winner. So CJ, you may get your first batch of extra time and penalties.
And all of these games going on at the same time, so make sure you check them out on FIFA.gg, but we will be covering as much of the action as we can across these quarterfinals. As you can see here, this is Morocco taking on Korea Republic. I've been a big fan of DK. Sonny has been, you know, the man visiting to Daniel. It's been Sonny to DK.
Certainly has been, but of course Morocco, of course, coming with a boatload of experience into this category as Imbiom plays it into Heung-min Son. Heung-min Son with the control strike. Banu will take it into his hands and will clear that one forward as Ben Seguia will try and play that forward, and instead his header has been dispossessed. The Saiz, he heads it out, A little bit of danger first there. Anywhere will do. It's gone for a corner kick as we wait and see.
We mentioned it as well, Wes, just the heart rate monitor. I mean, Tienez's Anten has been he's been the highest I've seen so far here at the FIFAe World Cup, and right now you can see the pressure, almost 170 BPM, where DK, pretty cool, calm, collected, sub 100.
Yeah, certainly is the passion that goes with representing Morocco. We have seen it in spades here at the FIFAe World Cup as we just take a glance around the ground. Still no more other goals to give you at the moment. Of course, we will get across to them as and when they go in, as Hakimi plays it forward. Enyesiri back to Brahim Diaz. Enyesiri in towards Benteke. Benteke with a double touch and a stunning strike, but it's ricocheted up into the air and will go out of play for half-time between Korea Republic and Morocco. Meanwhile, we switch back to Turkey versus India. Still no goal in this one as Yildiz goes down the left-hand side here looking for Aktakoglu. Bujare will clear it away, and there is half-time going there for Turkey versus India. No goals to show you there. Meanwhile, our first real look here at Thailand versus Indonesia. There's pace. It's a goalkeeping error. What a terrible error. And Thailand, out of absolutely nothing, it's a complete error. And Garuda Frank is a goal down here.
What on earth was that? We mentioned Garuda Frank, a player to watch here. Indonesia have crumbled in defense. The keeper's just let it go through.
Shades of goalkeeping errors of football pass are being shown here. It's just Indonesia just trying to keep the ball, and instead the goalkeeper, he's completely lost concentration, and in a moment of madness, he's gifted Thailand the lead.
It's a massive blunder in a massive moment as well here. Quarter-final action, and that's not what you want to see for Indonesia. 1-0 now to Thailand. P14, the cracking start. It's still quite a low-scoring affair across the quarterfinals. It is just that Malaysia goal around the grounds as well. But I mean, this is comeback time now for Indonesia. How do you recompose off that? That is just such a massive blunder to start the game.
Well, the only positive there for Garuda Frank is that it's so early in the game. This one was slightly delayed in its kick-off, and it is, as we said, best of three as Ferdinand finds Hay, and Indonesia trying to strike back early, finds the right back for Indonesia, goes for the stunning cross into the box. Pompfan's going to clear it away. Pofimai will clear it forward, and I believe there's been goals going in around the place here. We've got one in Korea Republic versus Morocco. I believe there is also a goal in the Japan game, which we'll look to bring you as soon as we can. We'll certainly be able to give you a rough idea once we get into it, as we know that Malaysia had gone a goal ahead in that game. As we wait for the replay, we're going to come to Malaysia versus Japan first. It looks as though it's gone the way of Japan. Hatate to Saduki. It's deflected. It's fallen kindly to Nakamura. And we talk about those moments presenting themselves, and the players have got to take them.
Yep, it's all about the positioning, but here's a great chance now. This time it's Morocco! They get the first.
And we cut straight back into Indonesia versus Thailand, and I believe there is a goal, as we can see it there. Indonesia have their equaliser. This is how quickly it can change within eFootball Mobile. Goals are going in left, right and centre, CJ.
And that is the markings of a great play. You make a massive blunder down one end, you make up for it with a beautiful through ball, cracking finish as well. Garuda Frank equalises 1-1. You can just see him trying to compose himself. 160 BPM on the heart rate as well. So he's found an early level. That's just going to settle the nerves, I think.
Yeah, I think given the way that he went one goal down, I think he'll be very happy to restore that parity before it gets into the second half. As a couple of game plan screens around the grounds. We'll stick with this one here between Thailand and Indonesia. It's 30 in-game minutes gone here, and Thailand have the ball, but they've lost possession of it there, and Ferdinand will play it to Vikri. Vikri into Sananta. Back to Vikri. Mangkualam. Jenna was looking for it. Pompfan's intercepted it for Thailand. Thailand to Chanarong. To Pofamai. Pofamai with the strike, and Pofamai with the goal!
It's Thailand again. P14 with a bit of magic, and I love the composure. Just took that extra touch, made sure he got that finish far corner with the finesse shot. Thailand 2-1 as we crack over to Malaysia, who have got their second goal of the game. We saw the equaliser from Japan, but Malaysia able to get one back.
And that is live pictures, folks. That's not a replay. That's gone in just as we cut to it. So Malaysia have themselves a 2-1 lead with not long left on the clock. Of course, folks, if this is the first time you've watched eFootball Mobile, the key distinction between console and mobile is that the time ticks down so much quicker. Great 1-2 pass that allows the opportunity for Malaysia. Mbappe takes the goal, but they've got to be careful of this clock. You will probably see more gamesmanship now than you've ever seen before in eFootball, because so much is on the line for these nations.
Yeah, you can see both players as well, just wiping their hands of sweat. You know, the pressure in this game, as it looks like we do have another goal in Turkey taking on India. We'll check that out in a moment.
Yeah, this is the pictures that we've got for you. And it appears that Turkey are on this. That's a beautiful ball. And I believe it's Cenk Tosun, the massive target man for Turkey, who scores to give them the lead. Meanwhile, we cut back to Morocco versus Korea Republic, where Morocco have doubled their lead.
2-0, Korea Republic failing to fire. DK not online just yet, but it's the Moroccan magic here. You can see down the line a beautiful ball in, 1v2 in the box. The header was too good, 2-0.
He said in the pre-game he was looking to make Tajin of Korea Republic. And Morocco, seemingly, are going to take game one in the best-of-3 series.
He's a fan of Korean barbecue, and he's cooking DK right now, Wes.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of how we're looking here, 10 in-game minutes left on the game on your screen. Korea Republic are trailing 2-1 as we wait and see how this game pans out. Jo1. We cut back over here to Malaysia versus Japan. Japan's corner. Suzuki with a header. It nearly crept in at the near post, but Hazmi was equal to it.
Those corner set pieces so crucial. Japan nearly capitalising. They need this late equaliser. There's just not long left heading into the 85th minute. Malaysia looking to hang on. As we said, best of 3, but could be the best case scenario start here if Malaysia just keep it down this attacking half. Japan perhaps one last attack. Kawamura gets it across. They're trying to work the ball forward, keeping possession, but Malaysia, the midfield defence holding strong. Wes, that might just be it here.
It may just be, but Japan might have one more opportunity in them. Here's Hatate.
Here we go.
Hatate forward to Nakamura. Nakamura through to Maeda. Maeda, smart turn from Maeda. Maeda finds the strike. It's a good block by Corbinong. And it's cleared away as well. Is it cleared all the way from Malaysia? It is over halfway. And you've got to think that that is going to be the final moments of the game. And it is. Malaysia take the first game of the series 2-1. So they have got one game up in the best of 3. It is the first confirmed result in the quarterfinals as we skirt around the grounds here. As we have India versus Turkey on your screen. India still a goal down with 3 in-game minutes left on the clock, plus what's ever added by the referee.
Put it in now.
Bosse into the box. Pandita with the header is cleared away. Is there going to be an opportunity? There's not. It's going to be cleared once more by Turkey. Is there going to be one more chance here for India? Pujare, Kalako appeals for offside, nothing given. Maybe one more opportunity here for India.
What does Daniel have? Can they get the equaliser here? 1-0. This would be massive. Took forced extra time, as we said. Best of 3 scenario. They whip it in now. India, the last chance. It's headed out. Do they get one last crack? You can see just a minute left in stoppage time. Perhaps he can whip it in. Bose, can he just get the ball in the corridor? It's in a great spot. There's the finish. Daniel! Oh, it's there!
Daniel with the coldness that is required at this level of eFootball Mobile. And he's just taken the dream start that Turkey had on their minds and has snatched it away in injury time. What a brilliant move. The ball, as you said, he found the corridor, he found the pass inside, and he took it home. What a brilliant finish by India. And we will be going to extra time here.
What a pass as well. We mentioned the patience. Even in that moment, the last chance, he still found his striker up top. Found his number 9. Daniel will be going to extra time here as we hop over to Thailand, taking on Indonesia. You can see that 2-1 scoreline. Not long left here either, Wes.
Yeah, Chan Ramsey down the left-hand side, and Thailand have got a valuable 2-1 lead. As we heard on the desk, Garuda Frank very fancied in terms of getting some very positive results here, but Chanarong and Thailand have got other ideas. Here's Ramsey. Oh, he's at the post! Thailand with a huge opportunity. It's still alive for them though. Chanarong, and he pulls it wide. That's a big opportunity, and will they come back to rue it at the end of this game, because there's still 10 in-game minutes left. Indonesia now have the ball back. It's now about what Garuda Frank can do. You see the heart rate at the bottom of your screen. P14 peaking at 180 beats.
He is humming right now. 2 massive chances gone awry there for Thailand. Indonesia will be just taking a moment to chat to the coach, recompose last 10 minutes of that game. Can they do? Can Indonesia do what we saw with India, what Daniel was able to produce in the 92nd minute? It is game on. They've got a chance though. You can see Thailand could have perhaps got that 2-goal lead. So we do take a moment. Indonesia able to chat to their coach. Just the game plan into the team management screen. Looks like they're going for a slightly more attacking formation, as you'd imagine. The 4-1-2-3 coming through from Indonesia. Thailand just happy to put the numbers back. You can see.
Well, you can see peripherals on the desk. You've got bottles of water, bottles of soft drink. You've got fans to keep them cool. You've got towels to wipe the sweat. The pressure is just mounting here for all of these representatives. And there's going to be some big pressure in extra time.
We do have a 1-1. We're into extra time.
We're going to go to the extra time of India versus Turkey. Samad down the left-hand side. Manveer Singh into Pandita. Pandita plays it back to Tangri. Tangri forward to Pandita. Will he try and flick it back? He won't have the opportunity to do so. And it will go out harmlessly for a Turkey goal kick.
You'd have to think, where's India with the momentum? Just with that late equaliser. Let's see if Yusa can recompose himself here. Turkey had the chance to take a 1-0 lead, 1-0 lead in this best of 3. This might be a great opportunity in extra time, but you can see there Singh able to defend to Tangri. Manveer was waiting for that one, but Turkey are able to get the ball back. They've got even numbers ahead of the ball. They're looking to attack. It's a nice pass in, but instead it backs up to it. Singh to another Singh, able to clear it out. India holding on for now, and they might have found something down the other end, but they're just lacking the link up in the attacking half.
Yeah, it's just the pressure when it gets to these sorts of moments of games. You can sometimes see players rush as it falls to Tosin. It's off the post. It's back to Tosin, and Tosin finds a goal that puts his team in front. Turkey are ahead in extra time. What a time to score. Meanwhile, closing stages here between Indonesia. They've almost found the moment to Sananta, but the ball drifted past him.
How?
I don't know how, CJ, but it's still there for Indonesia. Can they find an opportunity? They can't. And Thailand will take a surprise 2-1 victory in the first game of the best of 3.
It was that first goal blunder as well as we hop over. I mean, it's going to hurt us. Turkey in this extra time. We saw the late heroics, but that was that deflection off the post. It was a great finish. Yusa takes the lead. We do have another goal around the grounds. Malaysia in the second game. Might be a goal over there as well, Wes. We'll check that out in a moment as you see that fortunate bounce off the post. Turkey taking the lead in extra time. This is what we just heard about in Malaysia taking on Japan.
Malaysia-Japan as Rashid finds a beautiful ball into the bottom corner. And that's in game 2, folks. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, Malaysia 2-1 winners in the first game, so they are putting themselves into pole position here. Mbappe and his team are certainly on the charge, but maybe just take a moment to breathe, because the pace and the speed in which these games are being played at, and more importantly, the goals and the action are coming thick and fast. So when we do have these moments of respite, of course, we're waiting for some games to kick off. Some games are in game plan. We're waiting on game 2s. Malaysia versus Japan is the only game that is into game 2 as it stands. As we'll cut to the action there for Malaysia versus Japan. And Malaysia, of course, if they go ahead and win this game, they will see themselves into a FIFAe World Cup semi-final on mobile, as Minamino plays it to Kubo. Kubo to Endo. Endo out to Sugawara. Oh, Sugawara lets it run. He's going to keep that in. And he's avoided the press. Here's Kubo. Kubo takes a moment, and Kubo takes an unreal strike. Japan have an equaliser.
It was out of nowhere. You could see he was faking that pass to the striker. Instead, he decided to have a ping from outside the box. And it's paid dividends there. You can see the 1-0s, Japan across Morocco taking on Korea Republic. That was the 2-0 win in game number 1, so pressure is on DK. DK here, Wes, has to tie up this series.
It certainly is. That Japan goal was certainly a bait and switch. You could see that Kubo was thinking about the pass. Instead, just opted for a pot shot, and it managed to find the back of the net as Saiss for Morocco gets it away. Saibari into Saiss. Saiss back to Saibari, but Young Woo will take that one away. Jiwon Si Hun. Lee Kang in beyond. Beyond forward, cleared away is Enya City. Amrabat, we're going to cut back to Turkey versus India, the second half of stoppage time in game 1. Can Pandita find the strike? He can, but he can't find the back of the net.
Oh, I thought that might have been in, Daniel. We saw what he did in regulation time. He has to find something again. Still a goal down. We'll have a second half of extra time to complete there. Turkey in the box C. Back to Japan, taking on Malaysia. 1-1. Did see that equaliser from Japan. Malaysia with a perfect start there. If they win this, they'll be through to the semi-finals. Japan trying to tie this series up. It was 2-1 in game 1. It's 1-on-1 at the moment. Japan with a great chance to inside the box. Can he whip it in? It's deflected. It's intercepted. But Japan still keeping the ball in this attacking halfways.
Yeah, they are, and they're certainly trying to keep the pressure on Malaysia as they try and escape it. We'll, of course, keep flying around these games because there's some games of vital importance, as they all are. We're keeping across them all as Turkey just try and drag this game kind of down into the pits a little bit here and just trying to grind out that 2-1 victory as Pandita flicks it on. Manveer Singh, you can hear shouts behind us. There has been a goal around the ground. We hasten to... We don't want to take our eyes off this game, but we will certainly see that footage in a moment as Borsi plays it forward. As we'll see this here, it is come in the game between Malaysia and Japan as Fikri. It's a brilliant save. Ito scrambled the clearance, didn't quite make any purchase on it. Wilkin tucks it away, and now Turkey take a surprise 2-1 lead against India and have taken game 1 in the process as Mazraoui and Morocco we rejoin against Korea Republic. Of course, if a reminder, Morocco would qualify if they were to win this game into the semi-finals, as we see Turkey in conversation with themselves, as we saw the passion after they got through with an incredible last kick of the game. They've now collected themselves, have shocked a lot of people, including us here on the commentary team, and they are just working out how they can solidify their victory as we cut back to Malaysia versus Japan.
Another slow start for India, but look at this. Through ball, Malaysia well and truly in with the keeper. Tries to take his time, the deflection. Keeper stands tall. Japan hang on. That could have been a huge 2-goal swing. And Malaysia still with the lead. Japan looking for the counter-attack. Can they get something down the other end of the pitch? But Malaysia really looking in control. As we mentioned, this would be a 2-0 win. This would send Japan home. They've got 50 minutes now, Wes, to create some magic luck perhaps there, but Cools able to take it out for a corner.
After the disappointment of Consol, this was really Japan's last hope. Shigesan was the last hope. It's not all gone for Japan just yet. They need a goal, they need one fast. As Sugawara plays it back down the right-hand side here for Kubo. Kubo scored a stunner earlier on. It's Kamada at the edge of the box, finds it to Endo, tries to play in Ueda. Kules will take it away. Kamada to Wilkin, and now Malaysia trying to get on the counter-attack here. Wilkin finds Arceo, but it's been given away fortuitously to Kubo. Kubo recovers it. Sugawara back to Kubo, back to Sugawara. Trying to get the wrong side of his defender. That is the half-time whistle. Malaysia 2-1 up against Japan. We're back with Morocco and Korea Republic in game 2. Morocco 2-0 ahead from game 1. And they will need a victory here will solidify their place in the semi-final, but Korea Republic have certainly had an improved game as they have managed to hold back the Moroccan attack. Is Young Jae down the left-hand side. Hakimi boxes him out. If you just take a glance around, we will just keep flying with these games, folks, as Indonesia versus Thailand kicks off in game 2. Thailand took that surprise 2-1 victory against Indonesia. It came with a big piece of fortune, a massive goalkeeping error. I'm sure the desk will pick over that one. Certainly won't win any goals of the day, I don't think. But as we see, Beckenbauer into Ferdinand. Ferdinand across to Sananta, but Dola will clear.
Yeah, it's up to Garuda Frank now to really find his feet again. He did want to force the equaliser, but Thailand, P14, looking strong. Might be able to take this one, which would be a massive upset. Indonesia, #1 seed coming out of the group stage. They need to find it here. Forget about the seeding. Once it gets to playoffs, it's anyone's game. You reset, it's a new day. We've seen India and the slow start again from Daniel. Just how much of an impact that can have, putting the pressure on in this best-of-3 format as Indonesia now trying to play some build-up. A lot of possession for Garuda Frank. Takes it across. Indonesia looking to send numbers into this attacking half, trying to build up. You can see how patient Thailand are being on defense as well. They're not looking to overcommit, not going to send too many numbers, but has the ball in now. A flick across, and you win.
Trying to find Sananta again. They were trying that secondary pass that we saw in console to be so critical. Is that if you just are trying to read that first shot or first pass, it can be a problem because you can really leave yourself exposed as Beckenbauer plays it down the left-hand side here. Looks for Ferdinand. Cleared away by Thailand, and they will look to try and recover the ball. Instead, Indonesia coming back from left to right as Mankawalam plays it crossfield to Verdonk. As we do keep our eyes peeled, folks, for any goals that are going in. Of course, it's so hard to pick a game to really stay focused on because they're all of the top level here. As Chanarong for Thailand, Pomphan for it, but Jenna's read it perfectly.
Yeah, well played there, Garuda Frank. But Thailand have won the ball back and they might have an opening, but we do hop over to Malaysia taking on Japan. This one with 15 minutes left, we might have a goal around the ground as well. We will check that one out in a second.
I think we're going to have to head back to the game we cut away from, because as that attack was going, and they might give you a clue as to what goal happened. We'll see it here as we cut away. Chanarong found it into Thailand's forward, and Thailand tucked it away, and now Indonesia are really up against it.
Backs against the wall for Indonesia for Garuda Frank as India in a similar position have to win this game to force a decider in the third as Morocco match. We might have a goal as well over there. We will check that out around the grounds when we do get that replay. India looking for this corner set piece, Wes.
Well, you say might. You can audibly hear it that there's been a goal. It's just a case of who's it gone to? That is always our question here, is that there has been a goal. Who has it gone to? We find out with the replays, but we will wait here just for this corner. India's corner in. Akhtar Koglu with the clearance, but it's not found. It's Suresh Singh. It's been deflected wide. And as we check in on the replay between Morocco and Korea Republic, right, and look at the time as well. That could be a vital goal. If it is found by Saibari right at the death, you can see the explosion of emotion there. Just how important that could be, because that would give Morocco 2-0 and would see them through to the semi-finals of the FIFAe World Cup featuring eFootball. As we cut back here to not long left in this one, and if this score stays as it is, Shigestan and Japan will be gone, and Malaysia will be through to the semi-finals as well.
It's his last 2.5 in-game minutes potentially here. Mbappe will just be looking to kill as much time as possible. Japan need to get the ball down the other end. We know that stoppage time is shorter format in the eFootball mobile version. Needs to get going now. Malaysia looking to intercept. This is going to be his last chance. It's only 1 minute. He's got to go right now. You can see he's going to fling it forward. Perhaps just whip it straight into the box. The interception coming through. Japan, can they seize them a late heroics? We saw Daniel do it, but Malaysia get the clearance.
There goes the final whistle. Malaysia upset Japan in what is a mammoth victory for Malaysia. They find themselves into the semi-finals of the FIFAe World Cup, and in terms of over the 2 platforms, they have been fantastic. Got to the final 8 in console, now in the final 4 in the semi-finals of mobile. It's just a case now, CJ, of who joins them as we wait and find out here as Thailand versus Indonesia. If this stays as it is, Indonesia will be gone. So
it'll be upset of the tournament here.
Garuda Frank has got to find a goal. He's got to channel something from his console counterparts and find a goal.
This is the #1 seed from Group A taking on the #4 seed
There goes the
Group
final
B.
whistle in Morocco versus Korea Republic. That sees Morocco through to the semi-final. So what a big set of results we have coming through here. Of course, India versus Turkey. Finished with the first game going to Turkey. India have to find a victory here. It's not just a goal, it's a victory, but they have Yilmaz giving them some pressure. Suresh Singh, Brandon Fernandez, Raheem Ali. Ali leads it forward. Fernandez looking for Thapo. It's intercepted and cleared away by Turkey. Yildiz to add to Koglu. Back to Yildiz. Yildiz to Kalanoglu. He's done well. Aktakoglu, Yilmaz, back to Aktakoglu. You can see what he's lining up. Kalanoglu just found past the post. Turkey looking dangerous here. And I think it's unexpected for India. I don't think they were quite expecting what was coming their way.
Yeah, we're seeing top seeds fall apart left, right and centre here in the playoffs in these quarterfinal matches. As we mentioned, Indonesia are on the ropes. Garuda Frank in the team set up at the moment. India need to find this win in Game 2 to force it aside. But Daniel, we saw the slow start yesterday. It's plaguing him again today. Manveer Singh still jet-lagged, it seems, Wes.
It's one thing to win in a group stage. It's a very different thing to win in a knockout because the pressure is so much different. You know, with a group stage, you've got games to run off in. You can go, oh, okay, well, I've lost the first one. I can maybe go and try and make up the points elsewhere. Not in this format. You have to bring victories. Manveer Singh with a pole driver. But Altai will take it into his hands and say, nope, you're not coming past me today. At least not yet. From India's perspective, as Turkey will be very happy with their performance. Aktakoglu, what a flick! That's a brilliant flick. It was a bit of kind of improvisation from Aktakoglu. Gurpreet Singh was very quick out to it, and there goes the half-time whistle as we rejoin Thailand versus Indonesia.
Yeah, Thailand. This would, as we said, this is number 4 from Group B, the number 4 seed taking on Garuda Frank, who finished on top of the table from Group A. And Thailand are on the attack again. You can see Indonesia tracking back, but they're not looking like the same team that were in the group stage, whereas looking a little bit rough early. You can't afford to do that. You have to have a strong start. Thailand looking fantastic. This 1-0 lead might just be growing, but Indonesia able to intercept.
Yeah, I mean, Thailand are smelling blood in the water here, but Indonesia are trying to find their star players. Jenna, brilliant in that defensive midfield role. He leads off the team very well. Mankualam plays back to Kambawaya. Ferdinand, it's brilliant build-up play. Can he get the ball into the box? He can. Senanta at the back post. Dolan with the clearance and it's pushed forward. You see how many players Indonesia have forward here. Senanta turns in the box and takes a brilliant strike into the bottom corner. And that is the pressure goal Indonesia needed. And they have equalised with 25 minutes left on the clock.
Just need to find his striker in the sweet spot there. Indonesia, Garuda Frank did the rest. Lovely finish. He's able to whip around, put it in, tuck it into the bottom right corner. He finds the equaliser. Importantly, still a lot of time to go in this second half of game number 2. It was 2-1 as we mentioned before to Thailand in the first, but you can just see there, great spot up, great hit up there from the striker, able to spin on a dime and finish. Sure that he can get that equaliser. Now there's time perhaps for him to take the lead and force that deciding game 3.
Pressure does funny things to people, CJ. It does really funny things to people. And certainly, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, can spike a heart rate or two. Not necessarily just in the commentary box, as we get very excited. These players are under intense pressure. Yildiz plays the ball through to Aktakoglu. Aktakoglu neat spin move. Goes out for a corner to Turkey. 60 minutes gone. We've seen set pieces both on console and on mobile be so important, and they can be really, really valuable if you get them right. Here's Akgun, Yukasek, and it's cleared away through a mess of bodies from India. Well, they have managed to scramble it clear and may just have a counter-attack here. Here's Pandita. Pandita to Suresh Singh. Back to Pandita. Pandita looking to get some help there. Here's Manveer Singh. And Ayhan has cleared it away. Yildiz, Yilmaz, Akgun, Aktakoglu. Turkey have weapons. They're just looking to use them. Pujari will clear this one forward. Brandon Fernandez, Suresh Singh looking for Pandita. It's cleared away by Yukasek. Here's Kadioglu to Aktakoglu. Goes forward to Yilmaz, who is onside, but it's overran and it's a little bit too far. As we cut back to Indonesia versus Thailand. Thailand have got a possibility here. Chaidan with the strike. That's a brilliant last-ditch tackle by Indonesia. It's gone out for a corner. with 20 in-game minutes left.
20 minutes left. It could be next goal wins if it comes in regulation time here. Thailand with a great chance, as we said, to create one of the upsets of the tournament here at the FIFAe World Cup. Let's see what they can do. Can he whip it in here? P14. Sensational game one from him. Can he send him home in a sweep? That's a great shot. There it is. Thailand get the lead back. P14 with some set-piece magic.
We said about how vital set pieces could be, CJ, and it has come to pass. With 20 minutes left to go, Thailand retake the lead. And again, it was just a brilliantly well-worked set piece. It's Salashat who pops that one home. And Thailand are on the brink of a big upset here.
And I just go back to that first goal of game one from Garuda Frank. He must be thinking, is it my day? Is it just not happening for me? Well, he's got not long now to sort things out. He has to find an equaliser. All the pressure here. Indonesia, I have to say it again, the #1 seed from Group A, Wes. They could be on the brink of getting swept out of the tournament here in the quarterfinals.
It's been a tournament full of shocks on console. It was France, then it was Japan, then it was Spain in the semi-final. Now we're on the brink of seeing Indonesia get dumped out against Thailand. And to follow some of these brilliant shocks.
Up on now to India taking on Turkey. We did witness the late heroics from Daniel, but it wasn't enough in game one. Extra time goal from Musa. Turkey are currently 1-0 up into the series in the best of three. In this game, as you can see, 0-0 currently in game two. This will certainly be you'd think our last match of the day. It's quite a fair way behind the others. That's perhaps what India and Daniel want, a bit of the highlights. That's what Manveer Singh wants.
Well, here's the thing when you think about it, is that these games are best of three. So if India can find a goal here, it goes to a game three. If Turkey find a goal here, it is done and dusted. Here's Pandita. Pandita, can he find a teammate? He can't on that occasion. Here's Karvecki. Karvecki looking down the line for Tosin. Ali will mop that up for India.
Really well marked there by Daniel, by India. They get the ball back. Not long left. So they force another extra time we saw. And it was the magic from Turkey in the second half of extra time from game one. That's a massive interception though, Turkey. They're on the attack. You can see Ali, just the last man back. Does he take the ping? Almost.
There was a ball there for Tosin. He could have used it. Instead he went for the stunning strike. But of course in these types of moments, CJ, players will go for the unpredictable. If it's so obvious that even the commentators can see it, they won't use it. That's how obvious it was. Turkey tried to do something, and you can see that they were pushing. They've now allowed themselves a bit of time, and potentially are looking to extra time, or maybe they're looking for one more opportunity. They won't get it. Turkey and India goes to extra time in game two. Meanwhile, time is running out for Indonesia. Can they find a goal? Senanta into Kambuaya. Kambuaya tries the slide rule pass and can't be found through.
You can see Thailand really just stacking this defensive half. A lot of pressure, a lot of possession, and there's a great pass in the box. Perhaps the shot comes through, blocked this time. Dollar able to get that one out. Thailand just need to hang on. There's only 5 minutes for Indonesia to create some magic here, Wes.
Yeah, and they are going to need to find it quick. Verdonk on the left side finds Jenna into Sananta. Cayman has played it back to his goalkeeper again. It's one of those missed inputs that you can do when you're under pressure.
Running backwards.
You are under pressure and you don't expect the ball to come to you. Mankualam. 4 added minutes here. Streak and Yuyen will just launch that forward. Anywhere will do. And the time is still ticking here. Will Indonesia have one more go at this? They're going to try it here. Reedho.
He's got to whip it in now. He's got to go.
He's got to go now.
The last chance, perhaps. Down the line. Can he whip it in the box? Thailand get the ball back.
Nicholson blocks it out. What a game and what a result. Thailand have dumped out Indonesia. What a shock.
And you can see the despair from Garuda Frank. Indonesia, one of the favourites coming into the playoffs out of the group stage. Stunned by Thailand, stunned by P14, that man there. And he will move on. Thailand's move on to the semi-finals.
He might have P14 on the back of his shirt. He may be heading for P1 with that type of performance. Here's Singh into Pandita, that we're back with India in extra time against Turkey. Samad. Pandita scores! India are ahead!
And you can see the animation, you can see his father behind him actually, just telling him to calm down a touch. Daniel, we know what happened in the second half of extra time in game one. Turkey Yusa was able to get that match-winning, that game-winning goal. But Daniel, it's just a great spot up. It's a great spot. It's just so hard for the keeper to decide. It just created such an angle on net. Fantastic finish.
It's 2 touches on the control, 1 pass across, and a first-time strike right into the bottom corner. Turkey had no chance to save that. Now the question becomes, what do you do from here? Because this is the last active game in this round. And bearing in mind, of course, this is only game number 2 in a best of 3. To run you through the scores on the doors, if you are only just joining us, Thailand have dumped out Indonesia. I have said that correctly. Thailand have dumped out Indonesia 2-1 in both of their games. Morocco have performed as everyone, I think, expected against Korea Republic. They have won 2-0. Malaysia have heaped even more misery onto Japan, and they've come through with 2-0. So this is the last active game. Of course, we're in extra time of game 2. If the result stays as this is, we go to game 3. If Turkey get an equaliser, it goes to extra time. If it stays level at the end of extra time. What a game we have in store here, CJ, as India just clear their lines and just decide to clear that one downfield. And Turkey's goalkeeper plays it out. Here's Ayhan across to Koku. Gula. Pratap Singh deflected it off of Tosin, so it's a ball really into Indonesia territory here. May have to go long. He's gone short though, interestingly enough, and he's tried to play out from the back. Now to Singh and to Bosi.
Really good switch there from India. To the other 3 quarterfinals, absolutely scared of this game 3. We are heading to a game 3 if nothing changes here, but Turkey are still a lot of time to create this late equaliser here in game 2. They're on the attack now. Can they whip it in? The fake shot and the pass. They're taking the slow play. Offside.
Yeah, it's a brave one to try that 1-2 in that moment, but you can understand the idea from Turkey is that they're trying to free up that man just on the touchline. Of course, he was stood in an offside position, and as a result, India take the ball, and India are now 1 extra time period away from taking it and forcing it into a game 3. And again, as a debutant tournament goes, Daniel's been pretty special up until now.
He's got to recompose. He's got 15 minutes here on the second half of extra time to force a deciding game. Winner of this quarterfinal will take on Malaysia in the second semi-final to perhaps be a chance, as you said, for P1 to be crowned your FIFA E World Cup Mobile Champion.
It was interesting listening to Daniel when he was interviewed by Veracity the other day, and he, if you got any words for Daniel, and he said, do you know what? Just keep doing what you're doing. You've done really well. Just keep going. Everything else will work itself out. And it's great to have that backing right behind you, because I don't really see it as a negative. It's actually a really big positive, because you've got arguably Daniel's biggest cheerleader sat right behind him going, look, son, you've got this. And that confidence that can give you is just, it's worth its weight in gold. And I think that is what Daniel is kind of experiencing right now, is that yes, he struggled in game 1. Yes, he struggled on day 2. But realistically, he's still in the fight here. He's still in the pocket. And if he can just churn out a result here, just get himself over the line, because we've seen it in real football, CJ, that actually sometimes teams win ugly. And, you know, they always say it's like, champions will sometimes win ugly. It's a 1-0 is the best result possible. If he can hold on to it here, it will be the best possible one for India.
As I say in golf, there's no pictures on a scorecard. A 1-0's a 1-0. A win is a win. And as you said, Daniel's dad, perhaps the best support network you can get in all of esports. Even Cole mentioned yesterday, I wouldn't mind him being my dad, having that kind of support. There he is.
As he's giving us a wave, we appreciate that. In terms of, that's what it can breed that confidence. And
absolutely,
it can give you that pep talk, that extra 5 or 10%, that intangible quality. As we get back underway here in extra time, as Turkey lead us off here as Galop plays it to Samad. And for India, if I'm right in thinking, the tactic realistically is just clear your lines, keep it as far away from your penalty box as possible. And if you can hit maybe Turkey on the break when they eventually have to push, because time ticks by incredibly quickly. I will always hasten to say that within mobile. But they're going to have to go for it relatively quickly. But the longer that India can retain the ball, the less damage that Turkey can potentially do, as Demiral leads it forward here. Kavecki, Gula, back to Kavecki. Kavecki to Gula. Gula, neat back heel. Kavecki with the strike. It's into the box. Koku flicks it back up into danger. Kiliksoy will clear that one away. Eventually, it's by way of Pandita. And now the crossfield ball to Samad. Nice touchdown there to Pandita. But Altay will launch this forward. Yasiki. Nayaram, you can just see that is the tactic. Get it forward. It's not pretty. It's not, it's not what we're used to seeing, but it is effective. And there goes the final whistle. And now the mental reset can begin for India. And more importantly, Turkey were on the hill. Now India have caught them up.
See Daniel there. He's getting all the support he needs from Team India.
Turkey are getting in the ear of their player as well and just saying, hey, look, we won that first game. Just, it's a mental reset. Let's go again. That's essentially the team talk.
We saw yesterday as well just what Turkey did, the late magic. We saw nearly a broken hand from the celebration of the coach.
That was very much an action off the couch in a LAN environment, because, again, that's what it meant to them to get themselves into this phase of the competition, because, again, a semi-final berth. And again, especially as we would hasten to say on commentary, some of the favourites have fell by the wayside. So now, the reality of the situation kicks in. You've got yourself an opportunity to potentially go and take the whole thing. It's just a case of, can you perform in this last game of the best of 3? Problem is, of course, Daniel's on the other side of things, now has a fresh set of lineups, now has a fresh set of energy going into this game, because the minute you take a victory away, all of a sudden the chest can be puffed out and you can suddenly feel a bit bigger. And of course, it's great that the console players from India are obviously there to support him as well, so of course they can have their input into their team. Well, of course, Turkey's representatives from console not in the booth, but they will certainly be supporting their man in spirit.
Absolutely. And we saw yesterday, Yusa, Turkey, they broke the hearts of Argentina in the group stage. They've got a chance to break the hearts of India here in the quarterfinals. It's one game to decide who makes the semi-finals, who takes on Malaysia for a chance in the grand final of the FIFAe World Cup. Everything on the line.
If you're a player, I mean, granted, as you know, this being your first kind of insight into eFootball, but the kind of the feelings stay the same between esports is that if a favourite goes out in the bracket that's right next to you, how much of a kind of almost the carrot is being hung out there to say, hey, actually,
we're a chance.
We've got a chance. We've got a shot.
It really shows that it's anyone's game. You think sometimes these number 1 seeds are, untouchable. They're just going to mosey on their way through to the grand final. But seeing what happened with Thailand taking down Indonesia, seeing with Malaysia handling Japan, just 2-0 across the board in terms of overall games from the 3 other quarterfinal matches. I mean, there's also the fact that you've got every other nation right now watching this one quarterfinal. We started with 4 going on at once, whereas we're now down to 1 game. Every other nation, Malaysia, watching closely to find out who their opponent will be in the semi-final later on today.
And again, as much as we talk about, we talk about all of the skills within game and things of that nature, we talk about the intangibles as well. We talk about the fact that, with mobile, these guys are towards the latter end of today. I mean, you look at local time here, it's, just gone past 8:30 local time. These guys have waited a while for their opportunity here. And sometimes you can be in the practice room and you can maybe just kind of over-practice and overdo it. They've got to strike that balance, and then they've got to have their adrenaline right at the right moment. Of course, for some of these nations, they would have seen their teams in console. Of course, they would be delighted with some of their positions in console. But you've got to look after yourself, and more importantly, we do talk about, you know, the energy and adrenaline dump that can happen is that you can maybe get really excited for your teammates, but then you've then got to get yourself up for your own game.
Yep, you don't want to be playing your final before you get out there. And right now we're seeing two teams with no excuses at this point. It's 1-1, it's level. It's a Game 3 decider. We saw, well, Daniel nearly steal Game 1 for India, but both players showing their clutch ability, both players scoring in extra time in their respective games. Do we get another extra time match here, Wes? Do we force perhaps? Do we go the distance?
Who knows? Who knows? If there was anything from myself and Harry when we broadcast the semi-finals of the console is that if it does go the distance, strap in, because I mean, right now this is the only game that is live here. As we mentioned, all other quarterfinals have ended 2-0. This is the one that has gone, at least in games, has gone the distance. Attacking from left to right in the white. India are from right to left on your screen in that sky blue as Turkey take possession. Here's Yildiz. Yildiz just picking out a moment to pick out Ayhan on the right-hand side here. Ayhan looking for runners. He's found Akgun with a strike deflected behind, quarter ball, and that is the quickness as we spoke about earlier as well, and as you've heard throughout the last few days of eFootball action is that sometimes taking that snapshot and taking it early where your opponent isn't actually reading it because they think they might try something a little bit more different can really catch them out. Thankfully for India and Daniel at that point in time, he read that one perfectly, but it is out for a corner.
Yeah, set piece, and we saw earlier goal from this exact situation. His corners can be crucial. Turkey are able to swing this one in. Akgun, see if he can find a head here of Turkey. He might have just nearly scored himself.
He's known as an expert specialist at set pieces. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Well, it was his in-swinging teammate of Akgun on that occasion. We'll see that again as Akgun tries to deliver it. Gurpreet Singh had to have strong hands. That was zipped into the box. Gets it forward to Ali. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez out onto the right-hand side for Pujari, and India maybe trying to collect themselves here, CJ?
Yeah, I think so. They've really struggled to get a hold of the ball here in the first 15 minutes of game 3. It has been all Turkey. We saw the two corners, but this is the first time they've been in the attacking half. Absolute chance, but Yildiz able to deal with that one. Turkey with the ball back. For how long? You can see India trying to clamp down using those 3 attackers up front. They have won the ball back. Samad able to get this one through. Tangri now. India trying to work the ball through the midfield. They found it up to Ali. Where is Manveer Singh? There he is right here. Can he find another pass to Samad? Works it around one. A great chance for India, and there's 1-0.
What a start, and it was exactly what Daniel needed. That mental reset to say, actually, I'm meant to be one of the favourites here. Maybe I should start acting like it. And Samad with a beautiful finish on the left-hand side. You see it again here. Just turns in field, turns that right boot over. Controlled strike into the corner. Goalkeeper left with too much to do.
Look at Papa Dan as well in the play.
Papa Dan, that's going to be his name forever on. If Daniel goes and wins this, Papa Dan very much in the ear of Daniel. But again, as we said, it's just maybe a case of just telling Daniel, look, reset.
Yeah, lock in.
0-0. I mean, it's an old English football expression of it's 0-0, we go again. And that's what he's going to need here just to keep that composure.
But it's easier said than done, Wes. It's easier said than done to pretend like it's 0-0. Daniel will know that he just has to hold on, but there's just so long left. 26 minutes gone of in-game time. Here goes Brandon Fernandez for India, able to work it forward, but intercepted this time. India will keep possession.
And that's my question for you is that if you're India now, how much do you risk going forward and how much do you protect going back? And more importantly, if you are Turkey, do you risk it all?
I mean, in the mobile version here, I don't think he can sit in the defensive half for too long. It only takes one good pass to open it up. I think he's got to keep on attacking. He needs to find that 2-goal lead. And here's a great chance over to Manveer Singh. It's in the hot spot for India. What a great pass back. There's Daniel. Oh!
What a save by Altay. Turkey look to be really in trouble. And it's a big save by Altay. What an opportunity that was for Daniel to just
could nearly be
maybe
game over.
Give himself a cushion and give India a cushion. You're quite right. It could have been that kind of mental finishing manoeuvre that India were looking for, and it could have really spelt curtains for Turkey. I mean, but it is a corner still here, CJ.
Still a chance.
There's still danger as Bosi tries to play it in. Manveer Singh with the header. It's cleared away as far as Aktakoglu. Aktakoglu forward to Yilmaz. Yilmaz over to Yildiz, but Pujari clears it away, and there's a breakthrough ball here. It's your man, Manveer Singh. Manveer Singh, stunning strike, stunning goal by India. Manveer Singh has finally arrived on knockout day here at the FIFAe World Cup.
Well, he's woken up Manveer Singh at the perfect time. Day one, he single-handedly powered the Ionic. He didn't show up for day two of groups, but in the playoffs, in the quarterfinals, what's a through ball? Manveer Singh in one-on-one with the keeper and slams it home. Top bins, Daniel, India, 2-0.
It's an absolute scorcher from Daniel. It's what he needed. It gives him just a goal cushion, and it really now puts Turkey right under the microscope here. Aktakoglu, Yilmaz. Can they find a quick answer, or will they find a robust Indian defence as Ali plays it forward to Brandon Fernandes? Fernandes through the line here, looking for Raheem Ali. Raheem Ali, is he in on goal? Raheem Ali! And Altay was the benefactor from the centre-back holding off Raheem Ali.
Just jockeyed off that one, wasn't he, Wes? But India, have a look at the momentum. They've got now Ali again, down to Brandon Fernandes. They're trying to find another through ball. This Indian attack looking so deadly. And Turkey, can't get it out at the moment. They're trying everything, but it's Brandon Fernandes down the line. Perhaps another goal in the first half. It might not be, and it won't. 2-0 to kick off game 3 in our decider.
There is half-time, and what a decisive half that could be in the story of India in the mobile platform of the quarterfinals of the FIFAe World Cup. I mean, to take one goal certainly put pressure on Turkey, but that second goal could be critical.
You can see Papa Dan was just getting in the ear of his son again, telling him to lock in. Well, whatever he said after the first goal worked, Wes, because, I mean, that was magic from himself and Manveer Singh to find the one-on-one to get that 2 goals we spoke about. When you are in that 1-0 position, what do you do? Well, he's shown us the recipe right there. Keep pushing forward, get that 2-goal lead, and now, I mean, Yusa, he's in a world of trouble. Still a second half to play, but you think he needs to score early here in this second half.
Needs to score early, but he doesn't have kick-off and he doesn't have the ball, so it'll only be once India surrender it to them that he may have an option. But as we said, over the course of the last couple of days, possession is 9/10 of the eFootball law. If your opponent does not have the ball, they cannot hurt you. As Yildiz gets the ball for Turkey, Pandita gives it away in midfield. Here's Aktakoglu. Aktakoglu looking to go through the lines here. Anwar Ali will launch that forward. Here's Pandita with the header down. Brandon Fernandes with the ball over the top, looking for Pandita to chase. Instead, Yildiz will recover it. Such is the high-octane nature of the mobile platform. This ball will be going backwards and forwards as quick as you like. Aktakoglu played his teammate in Kalanoglu, and unfortunately for Turkey, found it outside of the net.
Not sure how that got through the legs of the entire Indian defence there, but fortunately enough for Daniel, yet to be scored upon here. Turkey, as you can see now, Wes, shifting things up. This is where perhaps India think about going more defensive.
Yeah, that would be a prime tactic, as we saw him go, hey, can I put a 5 back in here? Yeah, I think they can, as you can see there, just to try and solidify things. Now, I made this comment quite a few times during broadcast, especially with Cole, and I'll make this to yourself, is that the issue becomes, if Daniel goes too defensive too early, Turkey get a goal back. The problem is then is that you've defensively set out your stall, and then once you've gone defensively, it's quite hard to get yourself back out into the attacking.
Aren't you? You're flat-footed. You're not going to find anything down the other end. You lose the momentum that Daniel and India have had so far. It's a great point, I think, as well. We mentioned just how crucial, you can just find that one key pass in the attacking half, and that could be enough.
Well, interestingly, looking at India's setup, having that left mid just hanging out there, that seemingly looks to be the out ball.
Yep.
Yes, they've got a striker up at the other end of the pitch. They've made that into a second striker, is the position called it in eFootball, but that will mean that they won't necessarily push the line up either. So they've realistically are looking to get it out onto the left every time they clear that ball. But
right there,
you've got like right there exactly to Samad. But the problem you've got is that when you do that, you're kind of letting your opponent know exactly where you're going to be. Here's Becky trying to get the ball into the box. Bose will head the ball clear. It's Tangri into Pandita. Pandita to Samad. Samad goes through the line here for Pandita. Pandita looking to get a break on here. He's got a man over in the box. Should he look to use him? But Pandita, and more importantly, Daniel, is just keeping that composure. And he's just trying to find a moment and trying to maybe lure Turkey out. The issue is that he's given the ball away and it goes down the left here looking for Yatsiki into Tosun. Yatsiki, Kaveki, Tangri. You can see that blue wall being built brick by brick by India. And it has been constructed perfectly up until now.
Yeah, Daniel's not in a rush at all. You could see the composure in that corner just before. But on the other side, I think Turkey have to go. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remain to find two to not be eliminated from the tournament here in the quarterfinals. Malaysia awaits the winner of this match in the semis. Right now, it's looking like India, unless we can see some late heroics from Yusa.
Pandita's got an idea here. He might go for the strike, Pandita. It's blocked. The ball crucially stays in play. You can see just how quickly that clock is ticking down. 76, 77. Time is running out here for Turkey. As Bose is fouled and the referee allows a quick free kick. Bose into Pandita. He's looking for the strike straight away there. You can see it queued up, but Turkey were wise to it, and you can just see the rush now happening. Pujari.
Yeah, he's just killing all the time he can, but he has given out up here. Daniel, giving it over to Turkey. But how good is this back five been? He's put five out the back, and they have proved too strong so far. There's only 6 minutes left for Turkey to find two. Daniel can see the composure. He's dropped his heart rate down to 90. It was shooting up to 130 before, and there might just be no time left, Wes. This could be India, our fourth team through to the semi-finals.
It could be, and as we say, there are no winners with style points within eFootball. It is either winning football or it's not winning football. And then you get to this stage and India will be through to the semi-finals of the FIFAe World Cup in the mobile platform. What a comeback. He was one game down and he went back to back.
How good's that? Papa Dan lifting up his son in celebration. And our four nations through: Thailand, Morocco, Malaysia and India. You can see the devastation from Turkey in this instance.
Yeah, and a word on Turkey. I mean, they came through the fire in mobile yesterday. They left it to the last kick of the game. And they just ran out of steam. They just ran out of ideas. They looked like they were going to get it in game two. And then that got pinched in extra time. And then it just got took away from them. I mean, you know, they've been fantastic as a whole nation here, both in console and in mobile. Top 8 here in mobile, top 4 in console. But unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to Turkey. But Milos is on the floor with India. Milos, talk to us.
My friends, there's a lot to talk about here. What a game that we've had with the comeback from India. Daniel, congratulations on the win. How does it feel now to win this tight game against Turkey? Because the whole time we were not sure who would take this series.
Yeah, because the first game was not well, and I just stuck to my plan, changed a bit of tactics, and yeah, just made a comeback. Feels great.
I mean, it was beautiful to witness on our end. We're definitely on the edge of our seats. I can't imagine you playing during it. But what happens now? You go into the semifinals, you play Malaysia in there. How do you expect things to go?
Malaysia is a very tough game as well, but my focus is definitely on them, and yeah, I'm ready.
Ready to go, play your game and get through it. I mean, anything you'd like to say to kind of wrap this up here?
I just won't stop, and I'll believe in myself until the end, and I'm not out yet.
Looks like the works of encouragement from Papa Daniel really did work out. Thank you so much for it. Really appreciate the support here. It's been wonderful from the two of them. That's India qualified on to the semifinals. Let's send it back to the desk.
And what a turnaround from yesterday as well from India. They had a superb day one, remember? struggled but managed to get through on day 2 and now can call themselves a semi-finalist. That sounds good for India, for Malaysia, for Morocco and Thailand, doesn't it, boys?
Sounds very good for every single one of them, and deserved as well. Some really standout performances, some big surprises there as well. I mean, Turkey taking India as far as they did, really big props to those guys as well, but 2 huge upsets on the other side of things. To see Indonesia go out especially is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Massive nations having to go out, massive nations going through, as well as we see Malaysia and Japan. They faced up, got it done in just 2 matches as well, Alex.
Yeah, we saw back and forth, many goals on that one, and at the end, Malaysia taking 2 games winning in a row. They were celebrating so much, seeing what it means for a country as Malaysia.
I mean, when you look at a team like Morocco as well, which you're seeing on the screen now, the only team not to concede a goal across their 2 matches as well. They mean business in the quarterfinals.
It is solid, constantly focus on it, and it's great to see a player that I-10 team is in that level, because look, it's the day to perform, and we'll see semi-finals keep the same.
Exactly, as we just see the celebrations from all our semi-finalists going through. They can't quite believe it. Japan, of course, crashing out. Thailand thought they were on a route to the semis before being disrupted a little bit earlier on, and then came back against Indonesia. And then I think the big story of today, we've already spoken about it a little bit, is India and the dad as well. It's the day for the dads, isn't it, down there? Well, let's just confirm our semi-finalists. Thailand take on Morocco and Malaysia take on India. Wowza. Then we are down to just 4. Business, crunch time, whatever you guys at home like to call it, and storylines galore in that one as we just pick apart them. Let's just quickly, Alex, firstly talk about the first one on your screen. Indonesia, Thailand, because that really came down to maybe a couple of silly mistakes.
Yeah, we all knew that game, that match was going to be so difficult, really tactical battle, but as we saw, game 1, Garuda Frank on possession, pass back to the goalkeeper, directly own goal. How difficult is to deal with that mentally? It's like all your plans or your setup or your mentally, mindset are off, and I saw that maybe after that one, he wasn't able to, to be that sharp that you have to be in such a round as the quarterfinals.
We can see heart rates from that game as well. Indonesia, Thailand. Obviously, continue your thoughts on what happened in that first match.
Yeah, it's super tough. You never like to see. I mean, the game wasn't necessarily decided directly because of that, but at the same time, I'm kind of in agreement with Alex. That can really throw you off, your fault or not. It's just one of those things. It's a tough one to take. Definitely a tough one to take.
And the first 3 quarterfinals were all very much kind of done and dusted pretty early on. They both only went to 2 matches. That was Indonesia, Thailand, Morocco, Korea Republic, and then Malaysia, Japan. The Malaysia-Japan one, Japan never looked really like they got in it.
No, definitely. They were trying, but at the end, Malaysia were the best one in front and into the net. It's different than Morocco, no? Same. It's so difficult in this game, in this competition, to be that solid, but they are proving why they are here for sure.
How were Morocco able to be so clinical? Because they were.
I mean, it feels like consistency has been there for them quite a lot. Let's see if they can keep it up. I mean, that's really been the thing when it's been transferring that from groups to knockouts. It's been about the consistent teams who've been able to pull it through, or having about that bit of spice about you as well. But yeah, Morocco, really consistent throughout.
Yeah, super consistent. And we've also been consistent in scoring goals, because we want to see as many goals as possible, because that gives us percentage. That gives us charge in that car, doesn't it? The Hyundai Ioniq. We want to see how far it's going today. Alex is giving us a drum roll. You're not making any noise, Alex. Power it. What have we got? Can never see this. 182 goals, 9 times fully charged, 4,377 kilometers traveled. We're almost getting around the world if we added up all the kilometers over the course of the 4 days, possibly. We'll try and do some calculations.
And 2 series remain already. So.
Exactly, yeah. Still lots of goals to score, lots of kilometers to travel so far. But it has been a superb afternoon so far, and we've got so much more still to come after this break, guys, because you're not going to want to miss what we have. We have semi-finals on the mobile side of things coming your way after this break.
spamming your head. Woo! That's right, baby. It's time for some eFootball Mobile. Let her cook. Loser. Whoop, 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 whoop. Go.
I was going to say she's one of her own, and then she did the cooking as well. But she is one of her own. It's okay. She's got the skills everywhere. Yesterday, she was a DJ. She's a superstar reporter, stage host, and now a baller too, as we get into the highlights from a few moments ago. Because right here, if you have just joined us, well, it's cooking in the studio and on the stage as well, because we are down to our semi-finals on the mobile side of things here at the FIFA E World Cup, featuring eFootball, and it is just hotting up. Wes has come straight from that caster booth where he has been casting the quarterfinals, and he's joined by Chris and myself up here. Wes, have you caught your breath after those quarters?
Well, I've got my steps in,
Okay.
but the amount of action that we've seen and the amount of drama, I'm just about happy just to take a minute and just maybe analyse what's just happened, because it kind of feels confusing. Did I really see what I just saw?
And now that you've come up here, Chris has got something that he gives you, either a yellow or a red card, based on if you were late or early. Chris, was Wes on time?
He was on time, but he didn't have his badge on, so it was a small yellow card.
Gets the yellow.
But I'm probably going to save the red for the celebration from Veracity, to be honest with you, so we'll keep it at that.
No Veracity, we love it. Keep it coming. On a serious note, my pick from the quarters is going to be Morocco, the fact that they didn't concede a goal. How about you, in terms of you called them all? Who really impressed you?
I think the shock is, realistically, is Thailand. I think they're the big winners out of this. And again, India's comeback. Yes, we fancied them as favourites, but to come back from a game down to the first real adversity that he'd had against Turkey, fantastic performance from Daniel.
And I think that's something we were wanting to see from Daniel, right? We kind of see him have that easy breezy first day, cruising through, just playing really good eFootball. We wanted to see him under the cosh a little bit. He gets that loss, battles back, finds the win, and shows that he does have that resoluteness, so to speak.
Yeah, okay, let's deep dive, I'm going to say, into the two semi-finals now. First up, Malaysia, India. India are on this comeback. Whatever just happened down there, they're going to be motivated, aren't they, after that performance? And especially because they've got their dad and the motivational dancing that he's providing backstage.
Yeah, I mean, as CJ has coined it, it's Papa Dan, who is certainly probably the most vocal coach I think I've ever seen within eFootball's esports. But you are right, they will be buoyed by that performance, but equally as well, from Malaysia's standpoint, they've just knocked out Japan. They will be riding high on the crest of a wave. So now it's going to be a case of what's going to really win out there.
I think for me as well, though, Malaysia against Japan wins it in a 2-0 fashion, relatively comfortably, but 2-1 in both those games. We've seen Malaysia kind of free-flowing in the groups. I want to see maybe a little bit more of that here, but I believe, in my mind, this should be a free-flowing game. I'd like to see a lot of goals in it. I believe we will. Both teams like to attack. So let's see how it goes down. Malaysia squeaked over the line, as did India.
Wes, do you agree with that? A free-flowing game we're going to see from these two nations?
I think so. I think in terms of these two nations, they're very, they want the ball, they want to impress on the attack rather than worrying too much about the defence. So I think it's just going to be a case of attack one end, attack the other, and who's just going to break the lines first.
And Morocco, Thailand then. Thailand, possibly the underdogs, the team that we didn't maybe expect to get here, just because they knocked out Indonesia in the process. Thailand, can they continue this run as we see Morocco a little bit late to the party here?
Look, there's no reason to say not, because, I mean, realistically speaking, you went on and beat Indonesia, who were probably the favourite coming into the tournament. Would you say that? I would probably say along those lines. But realistically speaking, it is still a hard task up against Morocco. Morocco will still be the favourites.
Yeah, and the thing with it is it's a real blend of styles, is that Morocco well-fancied, Morocco free-flowing attack. Thailand, though, are kind of their staple realistically has been defensively frustrate and then hit on the break. Now, whether Morocco push too far on and then it allows Thailand to counter-attack, that might be their game plan in this one.
India spoke about maybe the fact that they were really confident on day one and lost that a bit on day two. They haven't lost it yet, but we lacked consistency. Do you think that the time has been too short between quarters and semis to lack that inconsistency?
Potentially, and I think as well, as mentioned at the top, going through that game where you took that loss and then having to come back and win 2 games in a row, I think that will give him that sort of wind beneath his sails, if you like. He will be feeling that motivation. He will be feeling that momentum. I don't think he'll be feeling overconfident. He'll know it's a new challenge going up against Malaysia as well. It's going to be a really, really tough game.
You can just see that the Malaysian team are just so relaxed in this environment as well. They expect to be in this situation, don't they?
I think in the mobile zone, most certainly. I think it was a little bit of a shock that they made it through in the console version, but in the mobile one, they certainly expect it. But it's great to see that camaraderie between all of the eSport players, because I'm counting how many, 1, 2, 3, there's about 6 or 7 in the booth there. They're just getting around their guy, just saying, look, we're here for you, we're here to support you, and it's always good to see within esports.
What nation do you think really needs a win to get them to the grand final, to really put themselves on the map in terms of the mobile side of eFootball?
Well, I think for Daniel, of course, coming in from India, his first ever event.
Yeah.
So if we want to say for a solo player, it could realistically be him. But I mean, it is kind of that historic region that do have a really strong showing when it comes to, well, not just mobile games, but mobile eFootball, of course, but eFootball as well. It is the Asian region that does tend to do very, very well. These are heritage eFootball teams.
I'm going to ask for one name who's going to be a grand finalist. Wes?
Morocco.
One name who's going to be a grand finalist.
Malaysia.
Ooh. Malaysia and Morocco. Guys, I know you're giving me your predictions at home as well. This is going to be epic. 2 semi-finals coming your way. Let's see how this one goes. We've got Malaysia, India, and we have Morocco taking on Thailand in the presence of Alex and Harry.
Well, we, Rachel, hope to be in the presence of greatness here ahead of our mobile semi-finals. India and Malaysia in semi-final number 2. And then on the other side of the room, 2 very strong nations in Morocco and Thailand. We are underway, and it is India straight away trying to attack, and oh, it's the dream starts here for Daniel.
What is that? I was like, are we on semi-finals? Great way to get into the game. Kick off in. It's Daniel taking the lead for India. How important is that, Harry? How important it is?
Well, the desk said a win would definitely put India on the map. It's taken 3 minutes for Daniel to introduce himself to this semi-final. Who else but Daniel scoring here in the knockout stages? 1-0 already. Manveer Singh, by the way.
The score, the lead is not confirmed until you defend the kickoff. We'll see now the response from Mbappe. The Malaysian is now with the need to score, because that early goal, we have something to do. Now it's Malaysian. Oh. Yes, Mbappe!
Well, hold on, guys. This one is going to be played at a frenetic pace. So many storylines everywhere. India, the only nation remaining from Group B. This is their first encounter with Malaysia. Malaysia, by the way, undefeated record to this point of the competition. They topped Group A. They now find themselves behind after just 3 minutes against India. Where is the response from Mbappe? Trying to turn the corner as Mahamadou finds Fakiri, cannot turn those Singh away. And good defense from India.
Yes, a difficult situation right now for Malaysia. The opposite from India that needs to resist these 10-15 minutes of pressure that is put in.
I can tell you, Alex, there's been a goal in our other semi-final as well. Let's watch this attack, though, from India as Manveer Singh, the man already on the score sheet for Daniel, has the ball at his feet. Shields the ball well. Samad now just being really patient. The opportunity won't present itself to India just yet. Here is that goal, and it's a goal for Anten Tienes. Morocco in front with this one.
What a determination. It was like, he controlled the ball. He's like, I will do that, and I will score. And that's what it is, the lead from Tienes. Wonderful play.
The heart rate's through the roof from Mbappe here, 171. He knows the pressure is on. Ball at his feet here now. Fikiri. Over towards that far side. What can Malaysia do in response? Nice turn! Oh, back of the net!
And it seems to be one of the key chances to put on in this eFootball gameplay mobile. Similar, really similar than the one we saw a moment before from Tienes. Wonderful performance, wonderful finishing Mbappe to get the equalizer.
I don't know what the peak heart rate is that we've seen, but I think Mbappe is getting pretty close to it now. 184. And can you blame him? Look at this one, Alex. Oh, that's nice.
You know, the emotions. It's a unique experience to be right there at the stage. Semi-finals. The honor of the country, everyone behind.
Everyone behind at home, and also everyone behind him here in his pod as well. Mbappe does not want to relinquish his undefeated record here in Riyadh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Easily. And you're saying, whoa, Alex, because there has been a goal in semi-final one between Morocco and Thailand.
Ah, we'll see. Well, it's true that those chances, now the chance for Daniel. This shot. So I want to say that it's really important to get closer. We're seeing that the players doesn't need to get into the box to score goals. Where you go back to could be the equalizer from P14 versus Tienes. Wonderful pass in the back-heel pass. Whoa!
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. We're seeing high-level stuff here in the knockout stages.
Yeah.
These are the semi-finals of eFootball Mobile. Fikiri into the box. Offside.
Oof, that was close.
Time for us now to just catch our breath here, Alex.
He's trying. It's Mbappe with the momentum right now. It's Daniel who just, after the kickoff, we haven't seen that man from his side. He needs to step up. We'll see if it will be the kicker now.
Feels like this half of eFootball has gone by so quickly. Looks like the last attack will go India's way. Has to go forward, though.
All right.
And India content with going in at half-time. 1-1 with Malaysia. And just as in Thailand, Morocco also finishes 1-1.
The question is, for Malaysia, Harry, how much time he can keep with the same head rate? We are talking about 170, 180. He's going to burn a lot of calories right now. It's like, my goodness. But anyway, he's playing wonderfully. He needs to keep like that. Great matches so far we have seen in this game one.
It's a really good point you make, Alex. Of course, the more the heart beats, the more that blood needs oxygen, which means potentially oxygen being taken away from parts of the brain that might be able to concentrate. Keep an eye on that one then.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And we're on board now with Thailand-Morocco here in semi-final one and resuming the action in semi-final two. There has been another goal. But who's it for, Alex?
It's Malaysia. Wow. With that play with the right-hand side, now turning to the left, not to the center, it's Fikri. Wow, wonderful turn back finish.
And we jump back with Thailand, who have just scored.
There's no time for breathe here, Harry.
After P14 shocked the favourites in the quarter-finals, dispatching of Indonesia. This one puts him now in front.
We get closer to that chance. Once he turned back from the right side, he had the formation working perfectly to just pass, an easy spot to that finishing. Wonderful. Crazy semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen. We are watching right now here from Riyadh.
So, for those keeping track, these two semi-finals are playing out almost a mirror image of each other. The two nations who led in their respective semi-finals now find themselves behind. Malaysia doing a great job of nullifying Daniel's offense, and well, the attack from Malaysia has been so good, and it's wide.
Unlucky for Mbappe. That could have a potential third goal
defining the game one, but you know, it's now the opportunity for Daniel. Now, Malaysia, all of defense, double blooper. We'll see if they can resist before the substitution. Is Daniel on possession?
Singh is unable to find himself into a situation where he can help. Yeah, take a look at this from Morocco. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Harry, that's Anten Tienes. Wonderful double touch finishing.
That's 2-2
He's
in
back
that
on track.
semi-final now. Back on track, as you say.
We'll see now what's happening in this. India 1, Malaysia 2 for the moment. India trying to find something else. He needs to take that much time as usually on this chance. We'll see. Pandita almost entering the ball. The quick cross. It's getting longer. For the interest, Harry, of Mbappe, he needs not to throw out the ball because it's Daniel who needs those substitutions, those fresh legs. Because the actual score is really positive for Mbappe. That's pretty smart. Time is running, and Daniel needs something else.
Here's Stuart Wilkin out to Hosh.
Still on it.
Still on here. Malaysia trying to recycle it.
Oh, great
come
recover.
for them here. We'll go for goal!
That's it.
Surely
Great goal.
that is the game. Game 1. Vastly in Malaysia's favour now. India with 10 minutes to go, down by 2 clear goals.
He wasn't able to clear that first 2-3 chances in a row. I mean, Mbappe, clear mindset, great regaining the ball, and they say, boom, into the net, great finishing. This man has no doubt how to score goals.
Semi-final 2 now looks fairly good for the team in front. Over here, though, still locked at 2 goals apiece between Thailand and Morocco. Thailand with P14 coming forward, but Amrabat is tasked with finding a red-shirted teammate to try and carry the ball forward. We haven't seen Tienes' heart rate this high for the majority of the tournament. That just goes to show what P14 and the stress that he's putting under Tienes, but this could be a crowning moment here.
Oh! My goodness, that was the moment. But this time, not for Tienes. We'll see, he keeps trying. Ben Seguir looking for Adli, no.
Well, that could be costly. That could be really costly. Thailand can't keep the ball, but neither can Morocco. These are mistakes that could come back to bite.
And good, look at the detail, Harry. Is Anten Tienes 2-2, but he played one red line. He's playing offensively. We'll see if that could be negative because now is the pressure from P14. Oh, well defend. Amrabat, nice positioning.
5 minutes to go here in semi-final.
Oh, what a ball, Harry!
That's a great ball.
El Kabi!
With so little time left in game 1, I think Morocco for Africa have scored the winner there.
How good these players are, Harry. Like,
unreal.
It's like he had the mindset is like, I will score from here. It's like he was almost touching the defender. That was almost arriving to challenge him. Tienes is really close to take game 1.
Really close indeed. There is still time left on the clock over there in that other game. You can see here between Malaysia and India. Malaysia. Maintained that clear 2-goal margin between themselves and India. And for Daniel, Well, it has to be near perfect. As you said, that's a mistake. 4 minutes added on. So with a goal from this attack, maybe there's a chance, but you can see how quickly that clock ticks down on mobile. Even if he scores from this, there's no guarantee, and he keeps giving the ball away, Daniel. And I think you're right, Alex. I think this one's in the books. It will be Malaysia winning game number 1, 3-1 against India.
We have seen him probably in the whole competition. He's really, really good. Isn't it as well? Is it as well, Daniel? But overall, how you can force Mbappe to have some problems, to have some mistake at the back, it's really difficult. No one has really proven it alone. I mean, the stats, it talks by themselves. 6 wins, 2 draw. No one has defeated him. It's like, wow.
Well, speaking of those undefeated records, Mbappe has maintained his here in the knockout stages. Won against Japan 2-0 in the quarter-final in the round before. The only other undefeated record here in the knockout stages is about to fall. Thailand entered this one with 2 wins, 5 draws, and of course that 2-0 win against Indonesia that shocked everyone. But this looks